Hey everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video, and in this case, a time lapse. I know it's been a while since I've done a commentary over a time lapse, so I thought it'd be a good one since I had this painting recently, which is a snowy landscape. And I feel like I haven't done any sort of commentary on my snowy landscape, so I want to go ahead and talk you through the process. So I actually am using some references I found off Pinterest for this piece. And you know me, I love my Pinterest references, and I in particular really liked this reference. And what I'm painting here is because it just captures that calm winter light that happens right before sunset when the snow turns this beautiful mix of blue and gold. So I want to kind of talk you through my process and how, I just really enjoyed this piece and how it came together. So as you can see, I started off by just blocking in my main shapes for this piece in particular. You can see we have the snow and a subtle hint at the river we have in the center. And then I'm also working in my tree trunks right now, just kind of getting some subtle branches and leaves worked in there. At this stage, I'm really just trying to make sure I nail the composition and overall flow of the scene. So no major details just yet, just large confident strokes, and occasionally I'll throw in a branch or two. But the whole goal of this is I wanted the viewer's eyes to follow that river right into the background towards the soft light breaking through the trees, as you can see there with that golden colors eye in the back. The color palette is mostly just cold blues for the shadows and warm yellows for the light. It's pretty straightforward, nothing, super complicated. That temperature contrast is really what just sells the cold atmosphere, but still gives it sort of a warm feeling from the sun. Now I want to talk to you, since I'm using MS Paint and there aren't a lot of blending options at the time of me doing this painting in particular. Since Paint just doesn't have any of those fancy blending, I really just build transitions manually. So you'll see I'm grabbing a lot of midtones using the color picker and painting right over the edge to soften it. It's a bit of back and forth, but it really just helps keep the textures alive and just the whole piece alive in general. Make sure nothing feels too flat. So I'm really just working on just fixing anything, making sure it's not too flat, making sure the snow isn't just white, it's blue and golden. But as you can see here, I really kind of have the main composition down. From here, I'm just detailing. It's all about the atmosphere. I try to soften up here in the foreground and the background and making sure I'm adding a little bit of haze so that it feels a bit further away from the foreground here. Now, I feel like the main goal was to capture what I was seeing in my reference, and that was just to make the viewer feel that cold air and that quiet, muffled winter sound when everything's covered in snow. But I just want to add small details like the little patches of reflected light on the water. You can see I'm trying to build up some of those branches to add a little bit more details, make it just not look like a bunch of lines coming out the ground. And also make sure I have some good blending between the snow and that river, just to make it feel a little bit more like water and less like just this empty chasm in the middle of the painting. But anyways, I'm coming close to the end of this painting, and it was really such a fun piece to do. Honestly, snow scenes are some of my favorites because they're all about subtle white color shifts and light, and it's just really cool to get a lot of those reflections. So anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this piece. It was one of my recent favorites I've done. I really just like how the trees came out, how the snow came out, the little river, and just the transition from that blue to gold in the background. So anyways, if you enjoyed this, let me know. I'm thinking of doing a few more different studies and doing a little bit more of these commentaries. So if you enjoyed this commentary, let me know down in the comments if you'd like to hear a little bit more about my thought process with certain paintings. I'd like to do more of these, especially if y'all enjoy them. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let this finish out and let me finish the details, and you'll see the final piece, and I will catch you in the next video.